As we speak, there was eyeball-to-eyeball confrontation at Parliament Street between YSR Congress cadres and supporters of Jagan Mohan Reddy and the Delhi police. Moments after his clarion call to march to Jantar Mantar, Jagan Mohan Reddy spoke exclusively to headlines today. He has said that he will court arrest if not allowed to march to Parliament. Let's get you that exclusive interview and then we'll get you a spot report.
It is Jagan Mohan Reddy's clarion call to march to Parliament with his supporters. What is your strategy going to be? You're marching to Parliament with your supporters. What's your strategy?
We are demonstrating our protest.
And you want to march to Parliament? What is the message you want to send?
We want to demonstrate our protest.
And what if you are stopped ahead? There is a lot of police barricading. What is your strategy going to be when you're stopped ahead?
We will see. Ultimately, in a democracy, we have the right to. We have the right in democracy to stage a protest. We are protesting.
And you are going to march all the way to Parliament?
See.
And what if you're stopped by the police ahead?
We will see when it happens.
Are you willing to stage arrest? Are you willing to stage arrest?
We will see when it happens.
So there you have it, Jagan Mohan Reddy saying that he is even willing to stage arrest ahead if the police in fact stop him. But right now, this is his clarion call to stop the bifurcation of Andhra Pradesh. He is marching all the way to Parliament along with his supporters from Rayalaseema and Seemandhra regions to stop the bifurcation. With camera person Reddy, this is in New Delhi for Headlines Today.
Well, let's give our viewers perspective on what exactly is going on. These are visuals recorded just a few minutes back of Jagan Mohan Reddy squatting at Parliament Street along with his supporters. The police trying to intervene, trying very hard to defuse the situation, but we do know water cannons on standby if Jagan Mohan Reddy decides to surge ahead. Well, as of now, he's just squatting on Parliament Street, speaking to the cops. All of this happens in the foreground of what's going to happen tomorrow. That is when the bill of Telangana will be introduced for discussion in Lok Sabha. Cutting across to ground zero, Rishika Barua reporting from Parliament Street. Rishika, what's the latest? Has the situation been diffused?
Well, Preeti, the situation is still very sensitive because both the Delhi police and Jagan Mohan Reddy, along with his protesters, seem to have adopted a wait-and-watch approach. They have sat down and they continue to, chant slogans, etc. But really, we haven't seen that either the protesters trying to push through the barricades and make their way through, and neither have we seen that the Delhi police is trying to push them back. So right now, the situation remains at status quo, as we've been reporting. And on this side of the barricade, there are an entire sea of protesters sitting along with Jagan Mohan Reddy, and on the other side, there is a lot of police presence and water cannons are on standby. So it still remains to be seen as to how the situation is going to thaw, because right now they just seem to be sitting face to face and adopting a wait-and-watch approach.
And it is a decisive moment also for Jagan Mohan Reddy, isn't it, Rishika? The bill comes up for discussion in Lok Sabha tomorrow. He's the man who has taken over the Telangana issue as ownership of the YSR Congress. He's the person who quit as MP over Telangana. So clearly, he knows it's a do-or-die situation.
Well, absolutely. It is a do-or-die situation for Jagan Mohan Reddy. It was his clarion call to, in fact, call thousands of supporters of the YSR Congress and those who are opposing the bifurcation all the way from Rayalaseema and Seemandhra regions. They have chartered 5 to 6 trains, as we've been telling our viewers. So really all these people, along with a lot of government officers, gazetted officers who have descended on the capital, it is only to exert political pressure on the establishment, on the Congress party. They have been, Jagan Mohan Reddy himself has been talking to the left front. Right. He had a meeting with Prakash Karat. We know that he has been in conversation with the BJP. He has said in an earlier interview to Headlines Today that he has been pleading with BJP leaders to support his cause to oppose the bifurcation of Telangana. So he is really exhausting all means possible, whether it means political backdoor negotiations or whether it means taking to the streets and in fact bringing out this entire protest rally and march to Parliament. Jagan Mohan Reddy leaving no stone unturned to put forth his political agenda.
And whatever might be the outcome, Jagan Mohan Reddy knows he needs to take ownership of the United Andhra movement. Right now, clearly a hero for the United Andhra movement. We will keep getting our viewers the very latest. Rishika Barua is on ground zero, and latest two things that we can tell our viewers: that the police trying very hard to speak to the YSR Congress chief hoping that he will go back to Jantar Mantar and go back to his peaceful protest. But the YSR Congress chief, though not surging ahead, has decided to just squat down at Parliament Street with thousands of supporters. This eyeball-to-eyeball confrontation continuing and getting us what the cops are planning to do. We have Pankaj Upadhyay on the phone line with us. Pankaj, take us through the developments there. What is the police trying to do? What are they speaking to Jagan Mohan Reddy? We do know that they've been constantly trying to make him see reason. What's going on?
Preeti, we are outside the Parliament Street Road Police Station, and around 500 plus supporters of YSR Congress Party have gathered here. In fact, Mr. Reddy is also quoting arrest, a symbolic arrest right now. And but the supporters here seem to be adamant. They want to march to the Parliament and stage a protest out here. But then a very strong police contingent is also here. Around 100 to 150 policemen have also been deployed on either side of the road. Heavy barricading, not allowing these supporters to march ahead.
Pankaj, give our viewers perspective. Just give our viewers perspective. How many roads are YSR Congress supporters taking to reach the Parliament? Till now, we do know they've been barricaded at Parliament Street. Are they making their way from somewhere else now?
There is complete chaos outside the police station. There is no way that they can force the way ahead from this position, because there is heavy barricading here. But they are saying they will wait for the next word from Mr. Reddy, and they might try and barge to this very strong corridor. But once Mr. Reddy comes out, at this point of time, he is inside with police officials quoting a symbolic arrest. But once he comes out and if he gives a message to his supporters here, then it is going to be very interesting to see what the next step these supporters take. Right now, these people are waiting in anticipation, but they look very adamant. They want to march.
Pankaj, are we looking at Jagan Mohan Reddy being detained by the Delhi police? Pankaj, can you hear me?
Yes, Preeti.
Will he be detained? Will Jagan Mohan Reddy be detained? What are you picking up?
Police officials have taken Mr. Reddy in. What we are hearing to the police officers is that he is quoting a symbolic arrest. But then he is going to come out now. And the most important aspect is going to be, what is his next step going to be? Will he tell his followers to march ahead? Now that is, let me go ahead, there is something happening again. Now these supporters are still waiting, clearly stating that once the leader comes out and gives them a statement or the next order, then accordingly they
all right, Pankaj, all right, appreciate you. You go back, keep an eye on the situation, and we're going to come right back to you in the next 3 minutes, but would like to get your larger perspective on what this means. Once again, we need to tell our viewers all of this happening in the foreground of what's going to happen tomorrow morning, where the bill on Telangana will be introduced in Parliament for discussion. Would like to cut across to our National Affairs editor, Javed Ansari, on the phone line with us. Javed, it's a decisive turn for Jagan Mohan, isn't it? Because he needs to completely take ownership of the United Andhra movement, bringing the fight to the doorstep of the Parliament.
Yeah, Preeti, but he's not the only one fighting. There's Kiran Kumar Reddy, there's Chandrababu Naidu, and also Jagan Mohan Reddy. So there's also a lot of competitive politics involved here.
Exactly. What do you think is what do you think is going on with Jagan Mohan Reddy right now? What do you think is his plan, Javed?
Look, his plan is to try and take control of this movement, but the fact is that there are a lot of people from Andhra, some of them aligned to Kiran Kumar Reddy, some to Chandrababu Naidu, and some to him, who are protesting. So there are three parties which are protesting. Protesting against the creation of Telangana.
All right, competitive politics clearly at play. Jagan Mohan Reddy trying desperately to take complete ownership of the United Andhra movement. He did so by quitting as an MP over the issue. We're going to keep tracking details of that story, but what we are getting in is more reactions on what's going on at this point of time where the Telangana tangle is concerned. Rural Development Minister